my and the recording is now in progress. I don't think this is going live on YouTube. It'll be going as a recording once we're done, due to all these technical fun and games. And our apologies to all of you, and especially for your anyway. Thank you for your patience. Next on our you have to get out of closed. So the first thing I have to do is say moved by Councillor Graziano. And I'll say seconded by Councillor Wojcik. Be it resolved, the Council of the Township of Georgian Bay rises from closed session at, shall we make it now 11:17?
Yes.
Sure, we'll make it 11:17. All those in favor? And I got more than enough hands to say yay. We have carried that. Thank you. And now we are on to insurance. And our Deputy Treasurer, Ms. Wazlenko, is going to offer a report on insurance. Ms. Wazlenko, over to you, please.
Thank you. Good morning, Mayor Kutsier and members of council. This report is to provide council with a summary of the renewal for the municipal insurance program for the 2024 to 2025 term. In August, finance staff, in conjunction with other departments, updated and returned the renewal applications, including a property schedule, a vehicle listing, a cyber application, a municipal official accident benefit application, a general liability application, and a marine policy application. Based on the quote, increases and decreases resulted from, increases and decreases resulted from increased cost of claim settlements for Ontario municipalities in general, inflationary pressures, rate changes, and total insured values increasing. The township's current municipal insurance program is set to expire on September 29, 2024. After negotiations, BFL returned an insurance quote for a total insurance premium of $470,633, which represents an overall increase of $20,610 over the 2023-2024 premium. Staff is seeking council's approval of the renewal terms for the insurance and risk management services provided by BFL for a one-year term commencing September 30th, 2024. Thank you, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. So you're an increase of just under 5%.
That's correct.
Okay. Council, any question or discussion? Councillor Cooper, your hand was up, now it's down, so I'm going to presume that was a vote. If not, I'm going to look, who would like to speak to this, if anyone? Councillor Cooper, followed by Councillor Graziano, please.
Yeah, sorry for all the back and forth here. You can see me now, I think, and I'll try and lower my hand at some point. Just too many screens, too many computers in front of me. So it's just under 5% is sort of what I got to, and so be it, I guess. It's a lot of money. I do wonder, though, if it might make some sense over the next year to do a little bit of surveying with our community. We do have at least one, if not several, experts from the insurance field, and it can't hurt to consult with people that are available to us and are paying the taxes. I know we have a risk assessment specialist in our midst, a former councillor, who might be able to give us some thoughts in terms of avoiding significant risk in the future. So that's one suggestion I do have on the sort of insurance issue, is to give some thought to maybe getting some pro bono advice on risk assessment, because if we don't take those kinds of things into consideration, you can get hammered pretty hard and may not even have coverage if you don't have it all covered off. So just a thought for our administration to consider, including our CAO. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Graziano, please.
Thank you, through your worship. I'm just curious what the average has been across other municipalities, and if we have that data. So where are we, and what's our increase look like relative to other municipalities for this year? And then secondly, have we endeavored to go out and have other quotes? And if so, how have those other quotes fared relative to this one?
Mrs. Lenko.
Thank you, Mayor Kutsier. I will redirect your question to Director Radigan.
Director Radigan.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Kutsier, through you to Councillor Graziano. I'm going to start with the tendering. Unfortunately, this year, just with staffing resources, we were unable to go out to tender, and there would have been a high risk of us not being insured, to be honest with you, in terms of the timelines that are required to go out and insure the value of property and risks that we may be under. So part of what Ms. Wislenko was able to do was she was able to refine some of the insurance data, submit it in a timely fashion, and hence why we are coming to council at this point in time. So the quote is valid for 1 month only, and we were required to submit all the data to our insurance company 6 weeks in advance. So you're almost looking at over a 2-month period. And so unfortunately, just with staffing resources, we were unable to tender in an adequate manner. We have added it to the resolution, or sorry, the council motion, where we will be tendering in 2025 and 2026. There are only 4 vendors that will insure municipalities. So that is also part of the problem, is that there's not many insurers out there wanting to insure municipalities, as we are in ourselves a very high risk. And in terms of your first question, we did not go out to search what other municipalities are seeing across the board has an increase, because some of it pertains to what we have incurred in losses, and some of that increase pertains to what's happening across the industry. So to go out and benchmark what increases other municipalities are seeing, I don't believe would add value or provide a basis for what our increase necessarily is. Thank you.
Thank you. Wojciech.
Thank you, and through you, Mr. Mayor. Candace, in your initial presentation, did I hear you mention that we are part of a purchasing group with other municipalities, or did I mishear?
Lenko.
Thank you, Mayor Kutsier, through you to Councillor Wojciech. That was not in my write-up that I had for the introduction for the report, but there is, I do believe, I know within the county of Simcoe, they do have pooling options, or something that they're looking into. So if it was council's wish, we could go back and see if something with the district of Muskoka offers any type of pooling for insurance. But as far as
that was actually my second question. My follow-up was going to be to Jazz, and that was we have 6 municipalities at the district of Muskoka, probably all facing the same issues with insurance. And I'm almost definite that the purchasing power of a district that could be divided up amongst the municipalities would be some sort of savings. So that's something that possibly could come to the floor in the way of a resolution direction, giving you folks the ability to reach out to district. I don't know if that's something that can be handled today or if it needs a special resolution. So I'll leave that up to our clerk and our mayor. But I think instead of just out there shopping as an independent, we should look at options of becoming bigger, a bigger purchasing group part of. Thank you.
Director Radigan.
Thank you, Mayor Kutsier, and through you to Councillor Wojciech. So coming from the County of Simcoe, they recently went through a feasibility study. I don't believe that the results of that feasibility study have been published. We can definitely look into that. But they were looking at pooling insurance from across all of their lower tiers as well as themselves. It's an absolutely fantastic idea. I think the results of that study would be quite interesting to determine if it is feasible. We can definitely reach out to the district ourselves and even the county of Simcoe. We can do that just on our own. We don't need a resolution, but I think that would be a fantastic approach.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. And I'm just wondering whether, before I go to Councilor Jar, whether AMO has any sort
Hello, Terry.
No, okay, they don't. All right. Councilor Jarvis, please.
Sorry, I missed what you were commenting on there, Mayor, but through you to Jazz, do we have time to look at these other options before the deadline for us to renew comes up? Right, that's our issue right now is our deadline, right? Thought so. And that's what I read into the report, and I appreciate the report and the complexities involved here. I'm wondering if one of the other options down the road, obviously something we can't look at right away, would be self-insurance as well, or would that be part of the pooling that the district is looking at? Because self-insurance, I know a lot of different operations, not necessarily municipalities, are looking at because the cost of insurance is so high. So I would just offer that as another option to look at down the road.
I mean, one aspect of self-insurance also to get I'll call it huge deductible. And in that way, you self-insure the smaller items, but not the biggest items.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Councilor Petco?
Thank you. I was just waiting to be recognized. And through you, Chair, I just wanted to have a quick question to our Director of Finance. And really, it's around the insurance company climate these days. When I was on a board a couple of years ago, insurance companies were so nervous about the direction of premiums that they wouldn't give quotes and they wouldn't provide premiums unless you were within a month or two of your renewal date. And it became a very difficult process to go for competitive comparative analysis. And then you had to make a very quick decision. Is that still the landscape for municipalities today? I know you said you had 1 month that the quote is valid for, and I'm assuming that the insurance companies are still being very cautious about quoting a number, and they're making it very difficult for people to renew.
Thank you, Mayor Coetzee. Through you to Councillor Pretko. That's correct. For some reason, that's been the case since I've been doing municipal insurance, that they are only willing to provide a quote for 30 days. So that's why when I say, I believe Deputy Treasurer Wislanko stated in her report that we would be going out in the second quarter, there'd be a reason for that because we need to ensure whatever quotes we do receive are within 30 days and would be valid for when we do come up to renewal. Hence, that was part of the reason why we just didn't have enough time to go out and tender this year. Thank you.
And follow-up question, if I may, in terms of doing a competitive analysis across other municipalities, would you be basically going and looking at their budgets and their council meetings for approval of insurance quotes, similar to what we're doing today? And I'm sure other people will be, assessing our situation amongst themselves. So is that part of what you'll be doing as you go through the next calendar year?
Thank you, Mayor Coetzee. Through you to Councillor Pretko. That is something definitely we could do. It's not normally something we look at in terms of when we do go out to tender is determine what other municipalities are doing. But I do believe for us to come back to a 2025-2026 quote, we would be going out to tender. We could definitely look at other benchmarks. We could look at pooling as well as within that time frame contact the district as well as the county to see where they are at or whether we could look at a feasibility study as well.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Cooper, please.
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you for the report again. I just wanted to sort of follow up on a couple of things. I like the idea of pooling, Jazz, and I think that makes a lot of sense. And I was particularly pleased to hear you say that the pooling that you're considering might not just be the District of Muskoka, it could also be Simcoe County. That's thinking outside of the box. We always think of just the district. Well, I don't think we have to think just of the district. So good for you for seeing if we could partner with Simcoe, for example. I don't see why having us involved with them would be anything but beneficial to them. It's just more premium for the insurance company. It's obviously a very tight insurance market at the moment, but markets do swing, and sometimes it becomes much more attractive to the insurance companies in a good market for us are inclined to change their way of operating significantly, and hopefully we'll get to that in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you. Not seeing any other hands raised. I'm gonna go to the. This is flashing. I mean. Can everybody hear me? Oh, good, because my lights are flashing now and then on this red thing. But anyway, we'll go ahead. The motion reads, moved by Councillor Predko, seconded by Councillor Jarvis. Be it resolved that the report regarding the renewal of the municipal insurance program for 2024-2025 be received, and that the 2024-2025 renewal terms for insurance and risk management services provided by VFL Canada for 1-year term commencing September 30th, 2024, and based on a total insurance premium of $470,633 plus applicable taxes, be accepted, and that staff proceed with soliciting tenders for insurance services for the 2025-2026 term. All those in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. And we get to move by Councillor Graziano, seconded by Councillor Bocek. Be it resolved that Council adopts bylaw 2024-088 to confirm the proceedings of the September 17th, 2024 council meeting. All those in favor? And that is carried. And finally, moved by Councillor Bocek, seconded by Councillor Predko. Be it resolved that Council does now adjourn at 11:34 a.m. until October 7, 2024 at 9 a.m. or at the call of the chair. All those in favor? And we are adjourned. Thank you very much.